1985 saw Millwall in crisis. Hooliganism, bad publicity, and falling gates resulted in the club's near collapse. But Millwall has been resurrected by new policies, new investment, and fresh sponsorship. It has finally given the supporters what they have longed for all these years: success and entry into the First Division. Central to the new approach was cooperation with local authorities to introduce a radical community scheme aimed at bringing football closer to local people. The scheme includes the Over-50s Club, women's football, and anti-racist work in local schools. But it does not address the central problems of football, of which Millwall has more than its fair share. It is not an anti-hooligan scheme. And many of the young men who support the club may well feel there's nothing in it for them.
It's never really been a family game. Like the father will take their son, but it's never sort of, mothers don't come down here. I mean, there are women down here, which is, you know, good. I hope they enjoy it, but it's never really, it's not really a family club. It's not a family game. Football really is it's for working class men. Yeah. I mean, if women come, it's great. I hope they enjoy it, but you don't have to sort of change everything just purely for them.
The community scheme is a good idea. It's made a big difference to Millwall. I mean, they've managed to attract more youngsters down to the Den, which has been hard to do in the past, and they're doing things which probably I don't get involved in so much outside of the community, like what's it called, a creche where they take the kids before the game, and a lot more with the invalid people, and the players are involved in the schools of Lewisham, and it's setting a good example over, and it's promoting Millwall to people who wouldn't normally get associated with Millwall.
In the school holidays, we come down, and Ron takes us all out, and we go all around and play football. And like yesterday, we went up Blackheath, and we went all through the woods and that. And then when we got to the end, we played a game of football and just go around in the van. And then the day before, we went up Greenwich and played football. We just still go, and it's really good.
I've been coming with Christopher here for the last couple of seasons regularly, and he's in a wheelchair. And I was pleasantly surprised when I first came here that we were allowed in and had a special place here. Over the last couple of seasons, though, that's gradually improving. There's a lot more concern, there's a lot more disabled supporters coming anyway. And also, we've been on to many away trips.
People don't think of Millwall the same way that they used to think of Millwall. It's going to get bigger. Well, I hope it's going to get bigger, and it's going to concern more supporters. But at the moment, he's dealing mainly with sort of like the area, children, and it's aimed at the press, really, and that's good. But I feel it's got to grow towards the supporters more and get supporters more involved with the club and the running of the club.
And away goes Callaghan. Kevin O'Callaghan now with Cascarino in a bit of space in the middle. Can he hold off long enough? He scores! And Millwall are back in it with 11 minutes gone. The goal the home side were desperate for, and their leading striker has provided it. Tony Cascarino.
But what a good ball from Kevin O'Callaghan. He played it in early. Cascarino did well under pressure, held off the defender, and then the left foot across, Brian gone into the far corner. That was a super strike.
Millwall 1, Norwich City 2. 3 minutes of the first half remaining. Verloc to Morgan. Sheringham to Morgan. A great little run by him, and Cascarino, and it's in there by Coulter.
For the present government, football is an unwarranted irritant, a nuisance it neither understands nor cares about, an old-fashioned form of working-class expression that for them is unpredictable and dangerous. But those at Millwall who are launching a new supporters club believe that the solutions must come from within.
Well, basically, it was set up by us as a group, as friends, really to gain a voice at Millwall as supporters, almost like a supporters' union in a sense. We want to be recognised by the club. Of course, we are for the club. We want to represent the man who stands on the terraces day in and day out watching Millwall play. They've got a junior line club. They've got a old age pensioners club, but they haven't got anything representing supporters.
I thought we used to take people for granted. That's all it was. Oh, they turn up.
every week. People used to get 18,000 gates here, and they're in the 3rd and 4th division regular. We just took it for granted, and over the last couple of years, people have said, that's enough.
We intend to get enough members so that we can not start a revolution, but force our way into recognition, and we want to gain representation on the board so that we can have our voice. The council, the Lewisham Council, gives £70,000 a year to Millwall, and they've got representation on the board. Supporters give about £1.5 million a year. We think someone representing those supporters deserves a place on the board.
Thousands of supporters continue to follow Millwall with passion and loyalty. They do not go simply to watch, but to participate. They see the game as theirs. But football's problems remain deeply ingrained in the traditions and structures of the game itself. Like other Football League clubs, Millwall is strongly opposed to the imposition of government schemes. And yet its own community scheme will not convert potential hooligans into the kind of family audience described by television commentators. Few people around here would want the game to become sanitized in this way. It remains to be seen whether Millwall's new policies can develop in a way that can challenge the heavily masculine culture of the game without alienating traditional supporters. But if football's problems have grown out of traditional patterns of support, many supporters feel that the solutions will come out of those traditions too. For those who follow football, the game can provide some of the most inspiring moments of their lives. At present, football itself is under threat, but Millwall supporters are determined to see the game and their club not only survive, but flourish.
Millwall is part of my life. I mean, without Millwall, it wouldn't be worth living. It's like oxygen to me. I just have to have it, like, you know. It's just something you can't live without.
You miss them for a couple of weeks, and well, it's like an alcoholic going without a drink, isn't it?
It is a life sentence in the best possible way. It's a life sentence. We know that.
If you're not there, you feel disloyal.
What I feel about Millwall is like I would feel about any of my family. You know, you love your family and you love Millwall Football Club.
I will say now, I'm getting on now, but I will say I will follow Millwall to the end of my life.
It's like a religion. It's like faith, really. You follow them through thick and thin, and you follow their fortune up and down. You're still there week in, week out, and high or low, you're still going to turn up. Whether they play rubbish, you're still going to be there. You can slag them off, but you'll still be there next week.